Hey everyone, my name is Richard Stein. I'm currently enrolled in the Evolution of Video Games class here at UCF. I am currently trying to go through and pick my name in this game, which is Real Sports Tennis for the Atari 2600. Um, the Real Sports games for Atari are somewhat the equivalent of the modern day EA Sports, kind of how they have the monopoly on the whole digital sports field. So just going through trying to put in my name right now. Uh, this is about my third attempt of trying to set this up correctly and somewhat efficiently. So I think I finally got this figured out. Uh, I've never played on the Atari system before, so this is all brand new to me. Um, I've played around for about 10 minutes trying to figure this out and making sure I'm not completely awful for this video. But if that's how it turns out, that's perfectly fine, because hopefully I'm not getting graded for my performance. Like I said, this game is Real Sports Tennis for the Atari 2600. The Real Sports brand is kind of the universal sport game that Atari came out with for the console. They have other games like Real Sports Tennis, Real Sports Basketball, Volleyball, Soccer, etc. They have pretty much tried to cover the whole spectrum with this. I really do appreciate, well, not appreciate, more of respect them and making all of these new video games, because this was kind of the first step into the virtual sports world. I'm personally a big fan of sports video games, so this is definitely right up my alley. I decided to go with the Real Sports Tennis game because I've grown up playing tennis my whole life. My uncle is a somewhat famed high school tennis coach in the state of Ohio. My dad taught tennis lessons for a while. I've taught a few. I'm from Marco Island down in South Florida, where tennis is always a big thing down there. Down in Naples, they always host a USTA event, so that's always a lot of fun to go and see. But did anyone hear about the Davis Cup fiasco with one of the players hitting the ref with a ball, just kind of like slamming it into the air, and it just inadvertently hit the ref? Their whole team got ejected from the tournament. But I just thought that was kind of a freak of, like, not a freak of nature, but how the odds were that it happened to work out that way. I think that's kind of a big deal for them, because I've never seen that happen in tennis before. Well, I might do that myself because I'm not doing too well here, but hopefully I can change that. But there we go. There's one. Like I said, the Real Sports brand that Atari came up with is kind of similar to the modern day equivalent of EA Sports. Um, the developer and designer for this game is Atari themselves, because the Real Sports brand is part of Atari. Um, and similar games to this would probably be all of the other uh, Real Sports games that they've come up with. I would say the most relatable game to this that can be like somewhat modern game that could be related to this is probably the first Wii Sports game that came out, with the first of the Nintendo Wii's. Uh, and the tennis, it was singles or doubles, and uh, you would just wave the Wiimote back and forth, and it would like just hit it. You don't have to worry about like what kind of shot you're doing, the direction. It's just kind of like timing and hitting. So, well, I'm not doing too well right now. So, I'd say the unique thing about this game is that it was kind of new and like kind of off the wall at that point. No pun intended, because tennis. But yeah. Hey, I finally won a game. Good. First one yet. But for the controls for this game, they're pretty simple. They're very left, right, forward, back. And then kind of just like the Atari joystick that would have come with the game, there's the single button on it. So that is how you, like when I was going through selecting my name and everything, that's how I was able to do that. So I'm having a good time with this game. I'm mostly playing this for the assignment, but Afterwards, I would probably mess around and try and get better at this just for the heck of it. But like I said, I'm normally a big sports game fan, so this is right up my alley. I'm enjoying it, and I hope you all have too. So after I finish up this point, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Hopefully this guy doesn't mess with me too much because he's up at the net. So we'll try and get around him. Come on, come on. Can you at least back up or something? There we go. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here, so have a good one, everyone.